This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. Now then, a little while ago, last year in fact, I did a bit of a follow-up video on this guitar. This is my PRS S2 Standard 24 Satin, a 2016 model, and I'd had that guitar a while by then, and I was just kind of doing a sort of a bit of a follow-up video on it, long-term view really, and in that video I mentioned that it sounded very, very close to a Les Paul. So much so, in fact, that was it really worth hanging on to the Les Paul, onto me Les Paul? I'll tell you what, here's the clip from that video. See what I mean? It's got that really kind of Gibson-y kind of flavour to it, and it's making me begin to question of whether I really need me Les Paul or not. This can do everything the Les Paul can, really. So you heard a little bit of it there, and I think you'll agree it does kind of have a bit of a Les Paul kind of grunt. Now, at the time, I was playing everything through the Marshall DSL-1 combo, you know, and miking it up and recording it and so on. And through that setup, it did sound very, very Gibson-like, but I'm not using the DSL-1 anymore because it upped and died on me. I'm now using, as you probably know, the Blue Guitar Amp 1 Mercury Edition, which has a very, very convincing plexi sound in it in the vintage overdrive channel. So I thought it'd be interesting to pit the PRS up against the Gibson. And I tell you what, we'll bring Blondie along for the ride as well, my signature guitar here. So 3 twin humbucker guitars, all with kind of vintage PAF style pickups. Actually, no, the PRS doesn't, does it? It doesn't. It's the pickups on the PRS are a little bit hotter. But nevertheless, 3 twin humbucker guitars up against each other, which through the old Marshall amp used to sound very, very similar to each other. Do they still sound that similar through the Blue Guitar amp? Let's find out. And just a little bit of housekeeping as usual. You'll find a full tab in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with a clip of me playing that solo and a jam track, extended form of version of the jam track actually, that I was playing over. All of that is up on my Patreon page. There's the address. Link in the description. As I'm sure you know by now, $3 or £2.50 a month gets you access to all of these additional goodies that go along with these YouTube videos. A massive, massive thank you to everyone who supports me in that or any of the other ways, all of which are, you know where, linked down below. So yeah, the big revelation there for me is that I mean, all three guitars I think sounded really, really good, but very, very different. Much more different than they ever did through the Marshall DSL-1. And I think I know why. It's because the DSL-1 has an 8-inch speaker in it. And, you know, it produces a nice sound. But I was miking up an 8-inch speaker with this cheap little Behringer B906 microphone, a 30 or 40 quid microphone that I bought from off the Toman website. And therein lies, you know, I think that the explanation. My knowledge, my in-depth knowledge of miking up guitar amps, you could literally write on the back of a postage stamp. I'm not highly experienced in that field and don't claim to be. So, you know, it was an 8-inch speaker mic'd up by, you know, an amateur with a not particularly expensive mic, and it still sounded great, don't get me wrong. I mean, that was, I still, you know, kind of stand by the tones I used to get out of the Marshall. But the Blue guitar amp, there it is again there, you know, I'm using the recording output on that, which I'm assuming has some sort of impulse response kind of built into the circuitry inside it. And, you know, impulse responses are, or whatever speaker simulation technology they're using, it's going to be based upon, you know, a much bigger speaker, maybe a 12-inch speaker, mic'd up with better microphones by people who know what they're doing, and hence, I think I'm getting a better representation of the different sounds of the different guitars that I'm playing through it. That's my opinion anyway. And it sort of reinforces that I think I am getting better tones out of the Blue guitar amp. I was very happy with the tones I was getting out of the DSL-1, but I'm happier with the tones I'm getting out of the Blue guitar amp. And it also reinforces the notion that yes, I do need to hang on to the Les Paul. You know, can I justify keeping the Les Paul? Yes, because now it does sound markedly different from the PRS and from Blondie. I need all three. Possibly I need another twin humbucker guitar. Watch this space. I have some news on that score coming soon, hopefully when the guitar turns up. But that is the little video for you today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed it, found it informative, entertaining and engaging in some small way. And if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. Why not drop me a like while you're at it? Don't forget the live stream every Friday, 5 p.m. UK time, where we drink beer and talk about music and guitars and lots of other great things, whatever crops up basically. It's a fantastic way to kick off the weekend, and I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.